It's April 15th. Yes, April 15th and 2012, and you are watching Mods on Air.
2 FPS, 3 RPGs, and 5 sim-type games.
Yeah.
I think you'd be able to come up with one here.
I'm actually pulling this one hard.
Ask all the people that need hacks to play Call of Duty. I can hear you groaning inwardly every time Sin's mentioned. You're just cringing.
Welcome to episode 328 of Mods on Air, bringing you the weekend gaming news as modders, developers, and gamers ourselves. I am foyleman, and also on the show today we have with us GameKat. Hello, GameKat.
Hello.
Hello. And also with us is Welshy. Hello, Welshy.
Hello. I'm apparently getting pop-up ads for other shows right now.
Well, yes. don't click. We don't.
No,
we want to keep you
I'm
here
not
with
sure
us.
I want to.
Okay. And also with us.
The guy has a prison look about him.
And also with us is Breezy. We haven't seen him in a while. How you doing, Breezy?
Hello.
Hello. Yes, good to have you with us again. So, anyway, before we begin, let me remind you all that this show is recorded before a live audience. You are that live audience, and you can join us and chat along as we talk here. And the topics that we post, hopefully, Welshy will be posting them, do follow along with the topics that we discuss. And for the other links that are posted, you shouldn't be clicking on them for your own safety. And if you haven't heard the show before, there may be some explicit language or adult themes. And if you are not an adult yourself, ask Mom if you should be here. I don't know.
But no,
Okay.
while you're at it, get her to leave me your phone number.
See, I didn't go that route. That would make me creepy. I'm trying to avoid that.
You already sounded creepy.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, so yes, on with some multitudes of topics that we have that we put together for you this morning and this week regarding the games and some hardware stuff. You know what? I'm going to start off with some hardware stuff. Let me talk right off the bat about this craziness coming from Valve. Now, as we know, a week ago, Valve was posting stuff like, hey, we're looking for some hardware developers, some people that can do Linux-type drivers for us, and blah, blah, blah. Well, it might be related to this or it might not, but now that is that topic of we're looking for Linux people doing stuff for hardware into rumors turning into some possibly confirmable stuff that, yes, Valve is working on some sort of hardware stuff, and it's in the realm of a wearable computer. Now, we don't know what that means. Of course, everyone is jumping to conclusions here with, like Google's glasses. Well, they have this idea that maybe Valve is making their own type of eyewear kind of thing, like Google glasses. And nobody knows why the hell they would do it, but they are.
I like to think that they're making like wearable hats, just because it's Valve.
That would
like
make
computer
sense.
hat.
Actually, a wearable hat.
Yeah, because of Team Fortress, that's all you're getting. It is. Oh, they got new hats. I gotta play it because it's got new hats.
Yeah. So maybe the only thing these glasses do is make everyone wear this hat that they don't actually have on, and
I'd
they
totally
will be,
buy one of them.
They will be beating people in the streets to take their virtual hats.
So they're
Don't worry, you'll respawn.
Yeah. I think it's. I assume it's going to be something like on live, where you just get your Valve box, and you just plug it into your TV, and then you can stream. Rather than because people are all freaking out, like, oh, they're making a console. That's it. Damn it. They're never going to do PC games ever again.
Yeah. Well, it could just be just glasses, with like Sony just did. So remember, Sony came out with that virtual headset that you can't actually see out of. It makes you look like the first model of the Star Trek's whatever glasses that they wear. So yeah, this could just be like stereo vision type of gaming. It could be nothing more than that. It might not be cool at all. So yeah, we have this thing coming out, and there was but that's funny because Google's is talking about how they're working on these glasses that might come to fruition. We don't know if they're actually going to make it to market because Valve works on a lot of stuff. Google works on a lot of stuff, and then they yank them from market. So we actually got to see the phone Who else? Who knows what else we didn't get
Yeah,
to see
there's
because they don't.
it's probably a whole list of like stuff that they would from the crazy ideas machine
Yeah.
that didn't.
Yeah. And so they have this thing, and then somebody puts together this weird little video, which actually all ties into things. Kind of like, could this be Valve's glasses right here?
Yeah,
Turn it down. Yes, this is a playoff
Hey,
for the
dude.
Google glasses.
Hey man. See ya.
Bye.
I'm already annoyed by it. If that was
Yeah.
real.
Nice. Whoa.
Yep, and then you can use the glasses to find ways to break into places.
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
Diagram pops up. This is how to break the padlock. Turn the key here.
Instructions on lockpicking.
I'll go.
Alright, the song
Pull
is
down
annoying.
balaclava. Insert shell in shotgun.
Your handy terrorist guide.
Yeah.
So here it is, sort of like a real life, but not really, virtual game of Battlefield 5. Is what this video is. So the guy runs around this lot with a gun that doesn't actually exist, as far as we know. Oh, he missed the knife. So it's a kind of
That guy was
an interesting
facing away.
prospect. Yeah, it's an interesting prospect. The idea of having a game like this, and
Well,
you
if
know,
you
couldn't
really
work.
want to run around in in an abandoned warehouse essentially by yourself,
Sure, could you see kids playing this in an
bumping
airport?
into each other in the street because they're all playing
No.
Battlefield.
An airport. Could you see this happening there? It would be quite a mess.
Cool?
Sure. Is that a gun?
Yeah, but check this out.
It's in your battlefield.
All right. So that was a little interesting take on the two things that are going on. Now, I don't know if you guys... All right, enough noise and stuff. Stop it. I don't know if you guys noticed what went on in PAX East. Not a lot of news really came out of that, but they did talk about Battlefield 3 Close Quarters, which is supposed to be the new expansion pack that's coming up with Battlefield 3. And if you wanted to see the video that they took, it has been yanked. Doesn't mean that there aren't other videos out there, but the one that they tried to post has been yanked, so if you try and go there, you're not going to see it. But yeah, they showed off Battlefield 3 Close Quarters, and they allowed people to play it. Here's a bunch of people standing online.
Yeah.
And it looks like it was sponsored by NVIDIA, so NVIDIA had one of those things. Actually, NVIDIA did this exact same thing. They set up a whole hall for Battlefield 3 before it was released. They did that at PAX Prime.
They did it at Eurogamers. They were all NVIDIA machines and stuff.
Yeah.
But what the video does show is, yeah, this game is a change in what we're used to. They're playing inside of a building, close quarters, right?
To appease
We're not-
the Call of Duty players.
We're not used to this, and I welcome the change. I like the idea of giving us something indoors because I miss the Titan. I like the idea of running out and then running
Yeah, but
indoors
like, I suppose I agree, but then at the same time, why can't you just put that level of detail of indoor maps in the big map so you can be indoors and outdoors?
Yeah.
I know obviously you can't put the same level because you'd run it at like 4 frames a second, but why can't we play some indoors bits and then we can play some outdoors and then like 2142 used to be?
Oh yeah, because they abandoned that project, right? That's why.
Because you can't go indoors and outdoors at the same time in real life. That's just not allowed.
Looks interesting.
Destruction
I'm
should
looking
be
forward to
interesting, isn't it?
But does this map interest you enough to pay what? Aren't they going to charge for it, like $15, or are they not? That's a good question.
Probably will.
Is it just for the one map?
Probably
I think there's like
not.
3 or 4, isn't it?
Yeah, I would think that there's 3 or 4 maps. This is just one of the new maps called Zeba Tower.
As long as it's
just
a pack
maps,
of new
probably
maps,
not.
I buy it.
Well, would you pay $15? $5 a map.
No.
If it was maybe
I don't know, I'm
maps and a
kind
few
of desperate
guns
for
and
new
whatnot.
maps.
I don't think we can cook nades now, right? So I don't know.
No.
Gumby's asking, so there wouldn't be any reason for us to be able to cook them in these maps. Okay. So yeah, there was stuff like this that came out of PAX East and really just wasn't talked about. I don't know, just not a lot of news coming out of it.
There wasn't, because I think I actually asked you like earlier in the week, was it on this week or last week even? Because it was just like there was nothing.
I know.
It's like
Very
that,
odd.
and then there was one other thing I think, which I don't remember what it was, but it really wasn't much.
People that went had a great time, but I guess they just didn't want to talk about
Well,
it.
PAX East is traditionally the smaller event anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, but it is
They
growing.
don't usually.
But yes, it is.
But they
smaller.
save the good stuff for PAX West.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
maybe then. Yeah, that would make more sense.
All right. August, yes. Okay. Well, jumping back over to some of the hardware stuff, Best Buy is, I don't know, all these brick and mortars, they're having some major issues when it comes to the internet. So you have brick and mortars here, like Best Buy, who says that they're going to be shutting down most of their big box stores, which I don't know what the difference is between the big box and the non-big box.
Got big boxes.
I don't know. As opposed to the 100 Best Buy mobile stores? I have no idea.
That's just a guy.
Anyway.
That's a guy in a van. That's a different kind of store.
But by the end of next year, they're planning on closing like 50 stores, and this is what's going to happen when it comes to the internet. And I understand it, but there is I am definitely going to miss
what happened
something.
to Circuit City.
Yes.
Circuit City did the same thing. They started by closing stores here and there, and then eventually they just went out of business.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't so much, it was internet competition, but it was also like Walmart and Target selling TVs and computers and all that stuff, and you can just go to Walmart and get it. Go in, get a computer, some new tires, get a t-shirt, you're on your way.
Yeah. But
Same
sometimes
here though, our game stores is closing down.
Yeah, well,
they closed like 100 odd, didn't they?
Yeah, they were going bankrupt, and then somebody bought the company. But yeah, they've closed still like about 100 odd stores, probably for the same reason. But then all right, it happened with music, same thing. Once iTunes was kind of out there, it was just like, yeah, there's no point going to a record store anymore. But then at the same time, it's like, make me want to come into your store.
Yeah, not when it comes to digital content like games and music. It doesn't matter. I can just download it.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, at the same time, though, it's like, well, when I come into the store, and ask you something, don't be like, roll your eyes at me and go, ugh, yeah. Like, make me want to come into your store.
But what happens when you're sitting there, you're about to play some games with friends, and your video card dies? What do? You say, all right, well, I'm sorry, guys, I'll see you in a week or two.
You can't go to Target and get a video card.
Not really, no. Or not one that you want to keep.
Yeah.
So
we have the problem with there is no dedicated PC store here, so we have to order them off the internet and wait 3 days.
Yeah. Well, this is not a dedicated PC, but it has plenty of hardware, so you can go and pick. I've gone there for power supplies, or I don't know if I got a video card there, but they have them. Keyboards and whatnot. I guess I could run the Target for that. Well, it's a shame. I don't like seeing these things go. Yeah. All right. So that kind of thing is happening. But then when it comes to the internet, we also have some other. Is that thing? No, that's not actually the same. Okay. Because I've been hearing news. I don't know if just New Jersey or all of the United States, but they are talking more and more in Congress or local jurisdictions about how they want to tax the internet. You buy something on the internet, they want to put tax on it. And they're really trying hard to do that.
Well, that's because cigarettes doesn't make them as much money anymore.
I guess.
I still find it hard to sort of fathom how you can tax or claim ownership of something that doesn't essentially exist. Because the internet,
they'll find a way.
Because the internet isn't a thing. It's like it's different networks joined together. It doesn't exist in one place. So how can you be like, yes, so we now own the internet, by the way. Although Google is trying, I suppose.
Hurricane, you only pay tax on items being delivered from within the same state that you purchase online. So if I purchase something from Newegg, there happens to be a warehouse in my state, therefore I pay sales tax on it, because I'm having it shipped to the same state as the place shipping it.
Yeah, it's to encourage interstate commerce. So if you're buying something from across state lines, they don't tax it to encourage the interstate commerce. But we do get taxed when we make purchases, and I'm sure we pay tax on our internet bill, our connection. There's always the mysterious government surcharge fee on there that has no explanation. It's just there.
State sales tax, franchise fee, state regulation fee, FCC user fee. I'm looking at the bill.
Yep.
God.
So there's some fees.
There you go, FCC user fee. You're using the internet, therefore we are going to charge you for it. They already are charging us.
Yep.
I wonder if they're doing that,
I just want to do it some more.
Your internet is like 4 times ours, so struggling to, because you've got so many people using the internet and they're all downloading music and they're all watching TV and they're all playing. Eventually it's going to get a bit crowded, so I wonder if they do that.
No, they tax
keep
it
it
because
down.
they want more money. That's
Oh
why
yeah,
they
I don't
tax
doubt it. But I just wonder if that's kind of like the fake half reason why.
All right, let's jump over to something else. It's depressing talking about this. CryEngine 3 has announced some new features that are going over to the SDK if you want to start making maps and mods and a whole new game using the CryEngine 3 if you want to do that. And they say some of the stuff has, with the new tools, revamped DirectX tessellation and some other coolness, things that make other things pretty. I have a video here. I don't know when this video was put together, but it shows variable depth of field. Which I agree makes sense in water, but does not quite make as much sense on land. Just makes me nauseous. Silhouette refinement. Wow. That has to do with, it looks like some tessellation work. So yeah, maybe it's not an interesting game, but you can put a spinning head in your game if you like to. No, I'm kidding. They're just showing off the beautiful aspects, so I'm going to jump ahead. So yeah, you can
what is interesting is somebody pointed out to me the other day, I didn't actually realize until I thought about it, is you have to have an internet connection to use this editor.
Yes. Well, to start...
I'm not talking about just downloading it. Yeah, you've got to log in.
Yeah, you have to log in, correct. And then we still don't know, I still don't know the whether or not you can work with a group when you're working on a project. Because remember when you first logged in, you can there was the idea of how do you share your map if you have to log in to actually create it? How do you share it if they don't have the same login?
Yeah. I think they were talking, I remember seeing something about they were talking about doing some sort of like swarm-based logic, whereas like you could kind of throw... It's kind of like groups, like cloud storage says, you just throw it in here and everyone gets it from this place. I know where this imaginary place is, but... And then you edit it and it gets saved to there, and then every time you log in. The only thing with that is if you've got quite a slow internet connection and you have to download.
Well, this is what you have to deal with if you want to work in a group.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
What I don't know is if you have to have a constant internet connection after the logging in. I can't say I've tried that.
Probably not, but we don't know. Okay, which means you're not going to be bringing this on the train or something with you in order to work it out, unless the train has Wi-Fi, or you're able to grab Wi-Fi before the train leaves the station.
You can log in and then, yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, Nexus. I don't know if you guys remember that title, Nexus, which was originally Nexuiz. I don't know, Nexus, which was originally a mod for Quake 2, I thought, the Quake 2 engine. Anyway, now they're making a whole game based on this, based on the CryEngine 3. It's a first-person shooter, and they plan on having it available on May 3rd for $10 if you want to be playing that. It's going to be a fast-paced shooter, is really what it is. That's what Nexus is. And right now they're $10, pretty good. They're giving away beta keys. I don't know what it takes to be on the beta team, but if you head over to their website, they are doing a beta key giveaway, which ends on April 29th. Which, you know what, the thing's going to be released on early May, so that's pretty generous.
Is this on the CryEngine as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Same one that we just talked about. That's why I threw it in there at this time. So yeah, pretty cool. And I wonder why THQ is announcing it. Is it because this is actually being published by THQ?
Uh.
I don't know. I'm not going to read into it. That's a shame for them if that's the case. Just, you know, since THQ is dying.
All right. You also know they now don't own any of that.
Yeah. Now I wanted to bring up another, since we keep talking about Kickstart projects and stuff like that, I wanted to try and bring up, maybe bring up one here and there as we go through each week in the news, and I thought I'd bring up this one, not because I think it's an awesome looking game, Nekro, sorry, Nekro, that's a really hard font to read, awesome font choice. Well, it goes right along with their awesome video, which you start watching and then you have to turn off right away. But I bring this up not to make fun of them, but specifically because I wanted to talk about what they're talking about making here. Nekro is supposed to be an overhead-looking game, right from the top down, a randomly generated action game about summoning evil forces of darkness to do your bidding. GameKat might like that idea.
Loosely based on
I was
going
to say, just like my real life.
Yeah. It is supposed to be a completely randomized world, and that's really what this is focused on, the idea that everything is so very random. It's something that we used to strive for. We used to all really like the idea of random maps that, you know, wasn't always the same when we went and played it. Remember when Soldier of Fortune 2, I think it was, had a random map generator? That was way back, and that was like such a highlight, and then never again did we see it until Valve started coming out with their games, and they had some random components in their maps, which made them feel a little bit random, which was good. Yeah.
Yeah. They could have done so much more with that as well. So all it was like sometimes you could go through this door, but then the next time you played it was locked and you had to go to. So they could have made completely randomly generated map, like the whole thing, and yeah, no.
And you know what? I believe that games don't do that on purpose that much, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to guide the experience, you know, tell a story or something like that. But when it comes to multiplayer, I think you should be allowed a lot more freedom of randomizing things and having control over how the game is played, you know, as an administrator and a gamer.
It would
Totally
be nice because, like, playing Battlefield, you know, there's people that they have their, like, sniper spot, they run to it, they go there, they shoot from there until somebody kills them, they respawn, then they run right back to that spot. You know, it's like you play the same maps over and over again. It'd be nice to take away that advantage of someone who's played the same map 60 times knowing where all the good spots are.
But then, I suppose the thing is, you can't completely random it, because it would be like, remember those books where it's like you'd read one page and then it would go like, turn to page 51, flick to page 51.
Choose your own adventure.
Yeah. And it's like, those are fun for about 10 minutes and then you just get really confused. And
you know what I would like to see? I would like to see the ability to create random maps, but then choose to save them. I think that would be pretty wild.
Yeah,
the idea
nice.
that it can randomly adjust the terrain and placement of trees or you know, what other items are in there, and then if you find one that you really like while playing the game or near the end, you can be like, save that and then spread it around if you want, and just so yeah. And Morphus is right. Competitors, they hate the idea of random maps. Completely random isn't great because exactly it changes the quality of what's being played. You can't. It makes things not as refined. You know, you sit there and place things in a specific place on purpose in order to make teams even or the gameplay fun. And if something accidentally goes where it shouldn't,
it's hard to strategize.
Right.
On a totally random map.
But you could do it, and you could allow the common consoler feel like they're actually mapping by randomizing things and saving the map. I mean, it's something to consider. Or randomizing options as opposed to randomizing everything. You have a map set up with specific choke points, Morphus, and it randomizes which ones are to be used. And others have gates or something in the way. All right, so that it's whatever. I'm going to go on. All right, so yeah, there you go. I just wanted to bring up the idea of this Nekro game. What's going on? Yes, they haven't really met their pledge. Not their pledge. Met their
with
goal.
These kind of projects that can not well, I suppose it does concern me, is the fact that as far as I've seen in that video, there's like nothing. It's just artwork. And it's like, please give us your money. It's like, do I not get to see any,
Right. I want to see more than that before I start giving...
and it's like, I know if they don't meet their goal or whatever, you get your money back. But what happens if they do meet their goal and then just make some piece of
crappy game?
Crap?
Yeah.
It's like, what's to stop you from then just go, okay, oh, well, that's not what I paid for.
The risk of investing.
Yeah.
It's a gamble.
Yeah, true. But I think a lot of people don't realise that's what they're doing, and they don't realise that, like, oh, this looks amazing. And it's like, well, what if it doesn't actually end up looking anything like that?
Which it most likely won't.
No.
Okay, Max Payne 3 is supposed to be coming out very soon, right? Is it supposed to be like out
May
the end of May?
4th?
Oh, European slated for May 18th. North America May 15th.
I think I swear maybe that's different. Something else.
That's the console version, or that's the console version?
No, oh no. So I'm thinking
it is.
of Sniper Elite for May 4th for the PC version.
Yeah, 15 days later you get the PC version because they don't care. Well, Max Payne 3.
That's how much time they take into porting it.
15
Not
days.
to mention
15 days.
Give us 2
And they
weeks
still
while
forget the
I
start
port it.
button.
Yeah.
they're also saying that they're not going to be releasing a demo for the game, so you're not going to be able to try it before you buy it.
Yeah.
Which this game is a necessity because they're so slow, these Max Payne, so drawn out.
Well, it's
and
one of those games, isn't it? It's like you either like it or you hate it.
hate it. That's me.
I've never been a fan. The bullet time
don't
thing
like
was
it
kind of cool because it came out around about the same time the Matrix did.
What about now when they do it again?
Yeah, like 12 years later, it's like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, soon enough you'll be able to play it on the Kinect and do your crazy
Time around the living room.
diving.
Pow pow!
Yeah.
Diving over the sofa.
Yeah.
Sliding
that's
over the
what's going on.
table.
But you know what is important, actually? What is important is making sure that it comes out not on the PC, but on the iPhone and the iPod and the iPad and everything else.
Oh, of course.
With the eyes
Everything
in it.
that's I.
Yeah, Max Payne Mobile has been optimized, and now you get to play that on your mobile device. Yay, you know, that's important.
Can I go slow motion?
You can walk really slowly while you're carrying your iPad. Does that count?
Fair enough. Close enough.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I saw a video the other day of a news chopper showing a bear walking through, I think it was somewhere in California, and some guy is walking down the street almost right into the bear because he's texting on his phone.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he looks up and jumps back and runs off, which is also not smart. Bears can run. Yeah.
Pretty
but okay.
quickly.
They like to chase things.
Yes, it makes them hungry. Literally. Anyway, moving on to another wonderful game, Bulletstorm. Unfortunately, the sequel to Bulletstorm has been canceled, but it is not that fact that is not the reason I bring up this topic. I bring up this topic because they're trying to blame the idea of not doing a sequel because it was so well stolen.
Was this was epic,
What?
wasn't it? Yep. No,
Yeah,
no, this is epic. I know exactly why they've said that. Because they said the exact same thing when they put Gears of War on the PC.
Yes.
And it didn't do very well. Because it's a console game. And they didn't do very well. And they're like, oh yeah, we're not gonna put any others because, you know, and they quoted something about piracy and it was stolen. And oh, this game didn't do so well either because it was a console port. And now, oh yeah, it's because of piracy. You know, yeah, we're not going to do it anymore. You know,
It's becoming their go-to excuse.
exactly.
The
And you
president of
can't
Epic.
disprove it, so...
Right. Let me give you a direct quote from the president of Epic Games, Mike Capps. He says, "We made a PC version of Bulletstorm, and it didn't do very well on PC, and I think it was a lot... I think a lot of that was due to piracy. It wasn't the best PC port ever, sure, but also piracy was a big problem."
The fact it wasn't a good port was probably a bigger problem.
Yeah, the fact that it was a terrible game. No? Anyone?
And if it was piracy, then the fact that it was a terrible game contributed to the piracy,
Yeah,
because
exactly,
nobody's going to want to pay for it.
If it was good, people would have paid for it.
Yeah.
I just as soon as I read that, I was like, yeah, you said the exact same thing about Gears of War, because I remember.
Yep.
Well, have no fear, because then Mike Cap turns around to the other reporters and says, "Guess what? We're going to make a PC exclusive project."
Oh, great.
So, what? How can you do that? How can you say, yeah, you know what, piracy is horrible on the PC, you know what, we just can't do another game. So guess what? We're going to make a PC-only game. No, not PC only, a PC exclusive. Just for the PCers, you know, because they're so awesome. No.
Because, yeah, you know, they're not going to steal that one. They stole the other one, but, you know, dumbass.
Oh, yeah.
Just proves my point right there.
I don't know if he actually turned around and said it to the other guys, but it's
It's a fake
practically
game.
doing it.
It's a trap.
Yeah, it's a trap.
It's already being pirated. Yeah, okay. So, who else pre-purchased Guild Wars 2 on April 10th when that happened? I did.
No.
Guild Wars 2. I ordered my
God. Come
version.
with a cape.
They're giving away free capes with your pre-purchase.
Unfortunately, they weren't.
Otherwise
And they
known as
should be.
tablecloths.
No, they weren't. Now, this is a game I can get behind because for the simple fact that I buy it once and don't have to keep buying it again every month.
Mm.
That is
I
nice.
like that.
The one thing that I don't like about Star Wars.
Right. I don't know if it's going to be a good game or anything like that. I did play some of the PvP, and I'm looking forward to it. And I really had a lot of fun with the first Guild Wars, but I don't have to pay every month.
I think I'll get it when it comes out.
Okay.
So far, I've had 2 console players who want to get a PC just so they can play this game.
Yeah,
so
actually.
it's looking like it's appealing to people.
They have the.
And I'm a little bit more receptive to MMOs since like Star Wars.
Yeah, it opens your eyes to the different ideas of gameplay and.
But I think most of that is just because it's Star Wars.
Personal storylines. Player versus player. Yes, we all know about that. What does this have to do with pre-ordering?
Did you actually get anything for pre-ordering?
Yeah, I did get some. Well, there's of course you can
Credit
also
card
try and,
receipt.
you can try and pre-order the $180 version if you want. Which no, thank you. But let's see. I gotta open it up to find out. Let's see. I get the game. I get early access, and access to the beta in a week or 2, I think it is. I get to something that I can summon. So I get a pet, my own little banker. I get things for in-game. A bunch of little things that I get for in-game.
No figurines.
No. That's only if you buy the really expensive version. I bought the digital, the middle of the line version. You get all these little in-game things, and it's digital only. You don't have to go to the store. You don't have to wait for delivery. Hence, no cape. But
He'll make one out of a bin bag.
Yeah.
I got a Guild Wars scarf. You know, I can
Scarf.
I can craft that into my cape. So.
I got a bag somewhere, and you can have that.
Real life crafting. Yeah. Okay.
Put holes in it, and then you got a Guild Wars helmet as well. Cape and helmet.
Yeah. Fetch pretty coin on eBay. Okay. Moving on to, this is nothing though. I mean, what was it? $160 for the ultimate version of Star Wars, I think it was, right?
This is fantastic.
$180 for Guild Wars 2. Now, we've heard of some other interesting ones, but I mean, at least with the special Call of Duty, you get an actual Jeep Wrangler with that crazy bundle. So if you want a leather jacket with your Resident Evil bundle, it's only $1,300.
Jeez.
Yeah, and you get a very special leather jacket.
Well, it's meant to be the leather jacket that the guy wears in the game, isn't it? It's the same jacket.
Yeah, it's a replica.
Yeah.
Oh, and you get pillboxes with all the different characters' names on it. So,
God.
a leather jacket and a place to store your weed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what those are.
Awesome.
Okay. That's what those little blocks are. I didn't know what those blocks are. I thought those were the gold bars you had to trade in order to purchase it.
The gold bars, yeah. I do think it's funny that they got available in sizes small, medium, large, and extra large. How fast do you reckon those extra larges are gonna go? Get them now!
While supplies last.
Yeah. Surely a leather jacket and
You
extra
take your
large is just
extra
like
large
half a cow.
jacket, and then here's a pillbox for your diabetes medication. Happy playing.
Also note that these
No,
are sized.
I think it's real leather.
They're probably sized a little small, seeing how this is in Japan only right now.
True. Yeah.
104,000 yen.
Well, they do have the sumo wrestlers in Japan, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're really into jackets.
They're into Western wear, and that's
Large
what
cloth
this could be considered.
diapers.
Well, that's the only thing that fits them.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a crazy, crazy price. But you know what? If you love your Resident Evil game.
Yeah, I
go
suppose
for
at
it.
least you get something like you can actually use or make use of.
$1,300. You should get a BJ from Mila Jovovich.
I don't know.
Probably
She
some
looks
kind
like
of
she's
state
done a
law
lot of
against
that.
that, but yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be
Okay.
fine. We'll work it all out in the small print. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Small.
Tribes Ascend. Yeah, on the small print you can read on the tattoo on her back. Tribes Ascend is now released. It's they're accepting signups for their shooter right now on their website, and I'm not interested now. You know what? Tribes is Tribes. It's jump around, float around, and try not to get nauseous. Very fast paced. Oh, you are Hurricane? Well, good. I hope you enjoy it. I tried to play it, and I just get nauseous and dead. Those are the two things that happen. Okay, Hurricane,
Fun
tell us
times.
why is it not a good game? Oh, it gets boring. The maps are very basic. There's not a lot of interesting things going on with them. Oh, that's how they're doing it. You know what? Isn't this free? Yeah, it's free to play. You're allowed to just jump on there and play. But if you want the interesting stuff, I guess you have to really pay for it.
Microtransactions.
Yeah. 1,000 XP, and you need 100,000 to unlock a weapon.
God.
Ugh.
Wow.
So every 100 games you play, you get to unlock a weapon.
Oh my
Or
god.
pay your $10 and yeah.
Yeah. And then own
Yeah,
it
like shut off.
forever, or own it for the weekend. 'Cause
Yeah.
some places do that, right?
Yeah, there was a game that was doing that, wasn't it? I can't remember what it was.
Well, I think it was a Valve game, like Team Fortress. Didn't they have something like that? You only had it? I don't remember. I'm making up things again. I don't know. It's not a game for me, Tribes Ascend. I like what they were able to do with the first Tribes, and then they jumped it over to Garage Games, and then they released it for people to start making their own games. Awesome effort. It's a decent game. It's not bad. It's just a very specific group of people enjoy it. I'm not one of them. Okay. Facebook has is defending this new CISPA thing. CISPA, a new thing that they're trying to do in the law. Basically,
Well, this
what
is
they're
the
trying-
resurrection of SOPA.
Yes, it's a new version of it. Correct. Or is it even new? Or is it just a new name? It's a good question.
It's the retooled version because SOPA got such
Yeah.
bad
Just
PR
change the
that they
acronym
went,
and then
but
yeah.
they're still
Right.
they're still trying to push it through, and
Yeah.
it's basically they're saying they want to make it so that cyber companies like Facebook can circumvent current laws in case of like a national emergency or a terrorist threat via the internet. If they get intelligence or something via if terrorists start a jihad Facebook group, they can just ignore current laws and go ahead and report that information right to the government. They're just gonna make it easy for them to skip a few important steps like due process and things like that.
Yeah. They want Facebook to track absolutely everything that it can possibly track, so that they can
Which
turn
it
around
already
and
does.
say, "Can we have
Well,
that
it
information?"
does. They just want to be able to get their hands on the information whenever they friggin' feel like it,
No warrant needed. Correct.
right?
Because here's the thing as well, I don't know if this is the same in the States, but here, what you post and write on Facebook can be used as evidence in a court of law.
Probably here too. I mean, that's publicly posting. But
yeah, exactly.
what about your what about tracking you going to different sites or clicking on different things,
well,
or secretly sending an email to a friend, which then is deleted, but it's only between you and that person. But then your ISP, the person who gives you internet, keeps track of this stuff, and they can turn around and say, "Oh, here it is. Here's what they were saying." And who's to say
the
this
fact of
doesn't?
the matter is, when you go on Facebook, you agree that you agree that Facebook owns whatever you put up there.
That's true. Yeah.
The question is, how are they going to use that information? And where does the line get drawn? I mean, they're a private company, and you're using their services, so you agree that, okay, I want to use this service, and in exchange for that, you get to know all these details about me and send me targeted marketing and stuff like that. But what if I go to a private hospital and give them permission to have my medical records so that I can have like a procedure done at a private hospital, but then the government can come around and say, well, we can just take your medical record if we feel like it. Like, it's just a bad precedent to set.
Yeah. I think this also extends into
where information with.
Where information
Go
will.
ahead.
Oh, I think this also extends into just talking on an IP-based phone. If you have a phone from your cable company that goes through the internet, sort of kind of thing, I think that extends into it. Your everyday conversation.
If that was the case, you wouldn't need a warrant to listen in on phone calls anymore.
Right.
If you're using an internet phone.
So everything. Your
the thing that annoys me about Facebook is not the fact that they steal information and whatever, it's the fact that people don't realize they're doing it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't realize that, like the stuff about the advertising thing you were just saying there, when you like something on Facebook, like, oh, I like, I don't know, Mars bars, that you're essentially saying, please send me advertisements about Mars bar. When you do that, and people don't realize the difference between, they just think they're telling people, I'm telling people what I like. And it's like, yeah, you are, you're telling the company to send you more stuff about it. And they don't realize you're doing it.
Yep.
And that's the thing that bothers me, is this sneakily...
And it is, my brother's a public defender, and he has had stuff happen where his clients have posted pictures and things on Facebook that incriminate them. And he goes, he gets assigned a case, and one of the first things he does is look up, just Google whoever his client is and check out his Facebook page and everything. And one time there was like a video posted on Facebook of them actually like discussing the crime or something, and he was like, yeah, dude, you don't have a leg to stand on, because all they have to do is call up this video. So and it's like, if you're going to put it out there, it's out there for the world to see. But the reason, people get so like, oh, we got to stop terrorism, and don't you want to stop terrorists and all that stuff, and I'm all for stopping terrorists, but they put these laws in place to protect good, hardworking private citizens from being harassed by people in power who are misusing that power.
Under the guise of anti-terrorism.
Yeah, they could, they might have their own personal freaky agenda, and they could, just decide to make your life hell, and there's nothing you could do about it. And these laws are supposed to be there to protect us from people like that getting into power and abusing it.
Yeah, but then again, if you're putting that kind of stuff on Facebook, you are a bit of an idiot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
well, yeah,
it's your own fault.
I mean, you're responsible for what you put out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I could also see this turning around.
But what I'm saying though is,
go on.
Go ahead.
No, I think you must be delayed, Kate, because
there is a bit. Yeah.
I'm always delayed.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I don't know. Oh, you could see Facebook and cable companies and stuff like that starting now to like increase adding fees and stuff like that, saying, oh, you know what, the government needs us to keep track of all this, and it's expensive, so we got to charge somebody somehow. So we're going to charge you to keep all of your personal stuff for the government. Oh boy.
More tax.
Yay!
Yay!
Because I don't pay enough already. Pay to watch TV and get license. Got to have a license to watch TV. That's not a joke.
Yeah, 140 quid.
That's insane.
For a year, I think, isn't it? Yeah. Just to watch TV. Because there was a big thing a while ago about because we have like iPlayer, which is by the BBC, and we have 4D for Channel 4, and it's just TV streaming like Netflix and stuff like that. But they are free because, well, they're not really free, but because you have to pay. But the argument was, well, then I haven't got a TV license, but I can watch iPlayer. And there was a big kind of thing about like, well, the BBC was saying, well, no, you still have to get a TV license because you're still watching our programs. And there was quite a big debate about whether, well, should these be free? Because it's called a TV license. It's just TV tax. All you're paying for is for the BBC to make programs. That's it. That's all you're paying for.
But do you get advertising as well with those programs?
Not on the BBC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like PBS.
So it's basically forced public television donations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. They call it a TV
it's
license,
like...
but it's not actually. There's no test or anything like.
No, that would be Canada.
Yeah, Red Troll. Thank you, Welshy, for Doctor Who.
Yeah, yes, because I made it myself. But yeah, there was a big thing about can you because if you're not paying this fee, but you're still watching TV on over the internet.
Can you choose to work at one of the telethons instead of paying the fee?
I don't know.
Oh man, for an hour.
Yes. All right. That's interesting. Going on to a follow-up here on that draw something that we've brought up the past few times. How draw something by OMG POP, now owned by Zynga, who made their 180 million back already. The kind of stuff that people are submitting as like, well, what would this be? These are the kind of drawings that people are doing on their mobile devices, which is pretty impressive.
Some of them are really good, yeah.
They've got to be using like a stylus or something, because there's no way you can do that.
No.
I can barely draw a stick man on that stupid game, let alone anything like that.
Well, it could be on the iPad, just really big.
Well, right? Yeah, but you've got to be using some kind of like point device.
Starry Night, that's a good one.
Wow.
Because some of them are really incredible.
Got time on their hands, man.
Okay, let's see. I came across this which I thought was funny. Kids of today versus 1980s technology. So somebody, I think what happened was, and not Fox News, but somebody else ran out of filler, so they came out, they went along and they made up this.
There wasn't a school shooting, race-related riot, robbery of the day, so they just went with this instead.
Right. So here they have the poor girl. They force her to try and learn to use a cassette deck.
A cassette tape.
How do this?
But watching this, they don't give her the cassette to begin with.
Oh.
She can't
Well,
open
there's
it.
one in there, I think.
There is one in there, yeah.
After some coaching and some prying, success.
Okay, we get the idea.
Actually, she's 17 and she knows her way
And
around.
here they give this young girl, who,
And
I like how they say she's a laptop expert or something. She goes, I go on my email
yeah.
and look at...
Yeah. And
I
here
thought
they
that
give
was
her,
funny.
they give her an old Commodore, actually like the 128, with tape, with a
Awesome.
tape. At least she could put the tape in. She knew how to do that, unlike her sister.
Yeah.
oh, that's not what I meant in time.
We can't show you what she wrote, but when she
That's not what I meant to type. We can't show you what she wrote. I wonder what she wrote.
She didn't write wrote anything. She typed it.
Yeah.
5-year-old Wyatt. They love their cutting
Give her punch cards, yeah.
Xbox 360 and a PSP. Call of Duty
Oh.
and Red Dead Redemption.
All right, fellas, time to leave the modern gaming behind. Meet
And
the
here they give 'em-
Atari 2600.
That's crazy. A joystick.
A joystick.
Shoot. Oh, I got it.
My favorite bit is where he goes, this is it's really hard.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
I think
yeah,
it's just me, bud.
because back then you actually had to play the games, not
Congrats,
watch a
kids,
movie.
fast. And
Yeah.
Mom feels like she taught the kids-
So this is just more evidence that the that our future is doomed.
No, it's not. Because it's the exact same. If I like traveled back in time and gave you a cell phone in like the 60s,
Yeah.
you'd just be like, "The
Well,
hell
the cell
is
phone,
this?"
the cell phone I could use because it has numbers on it like a normal phone. But
Yeah, but
if
like
you
a
handed me an
smartphone,
iPod,
yeah, you'd have
hand me-
no idea.
hand me an iPod with no buttons, and I'd be like, huh?
Yeah, would
exactly.
you,
It's
you
the exact
know,
same
oh,
thing.
just slide your finger across it.
Well, this is shiny.
It's like, yeah. So you just be you may figure out eventually that you're supposed to touch the screen, but
Mhm.
I mean, it's not obvious.
All right. And yeah, that's it. Good. Okay. That's our
Those
lineup of
headphones
topics.
are not old enough. Yeah, that's true. They don't crackle and give you electric shocks when you touch them. They're not retro enough.
Yes. Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to talk about today before we finish our show?
No.
No. Okay.
I now have Journey in my head. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's bonuses and pitfalls of the job. When does Windows 8 come out? Wait.
No, I'm talking to Hurricane. He said that's what it's like giving old people a computer. I said, yeah, it will be when Windows 8 comes out.
Yeah. Yes. If you guys saw
Might
that.
as well go back to punch cards then.
All right, that was one of our episodes where we talked about Windows 8 and how horrible it is. And you know what? It is that horrible. I
It's not.
installed
It's
it on.
not the old people's fault though.
No.
It's Microsoft's fault.
It is.
Windows 8. Oh, very good.
I like that.
Ooh-wee.
Everyone's got to go with a marker and put an H in front of the 8. Remember that. Yeah, I guess that's it. All right. No, nothing. Taxes are over. Tax season's done. Tomorrow's the last day you can submit your tax return in the United States. I'm sorry, those of you in Canada, you still have another 15 days. Anything else? I can't think of anything else. I'm looking around for something to talk about.
Sure, there was something, but I can't remember what it was.
I know. I feel like there was something else that was supposed to be going on. Don't forget that we're only a few weeks away from another interesting conversation with a developer, an indie developer on the show. Remember, every month we're going to do an indie developer. Last month we did Plastic Piranha, Ricochet, so check it out. Last month. This month.
Yep.
Alright, I'll wrap things up. I got nothing else to talk about. I'm hungry. I want to thank our host for taking time out to chat today. GameKat, thank you very much for joining us today, even though I know that you're not feeling very well.
You're welcome.
Welshy, thank you very much for joining us today.
No problem.
Breezy, thank you very much for joining us today. Short notice even. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome. Okay then. Finally, I want to thank the very quietly the fans of MODSonair.com and the subscribing members of MODSonline.com for making this show possible. And until next week, play games and have fun. Yeah. Thanks for watching this week, and come back next Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern when we will broadcast another live show. Details for this and all past episodes can be found at MODSonair.com. We welcome your feedback via email at mailbag@MODSonair.com. And please consider subscribing to MODSonline.com to support our show. The opinions expressed by individuals on this program are not necessarily the opinions of our sponsors, owners, or partners.
Oh God, if I could reach to the front and strangle that electronic woman, I would have.
Oh, I love those so much.